Hi guys, today we are going to talk about Tradingview, everything you need to know about Tradingview and the pros and cons and every advantages, pretty much everything. That's what we're going to discuss today. So welcome back to my channel. Um, Tradingview is very good, especially for analysis. If you want to make any type of analysis, because they have different kind of assets. They have the Forex, they have the futures, they have the equities, they have, every kind of thing you're looking for. Even the stocks, everything is there. So it has a lot of advantages. And you can also connect your broker if you have a broker's account. So you can connect your broker to it. So let's just talk about everything here. Let's talk about everything here. So if you type in tradingview.com on Google, it's going to bring you to one page. Then that page, you're going to see a search box where you can input any asset you want. So if you want BTC USD, if you want Iglo USD, if you want GBP USD, so you can just input it there, then it will bring you here. So once you are here, you're going to have all these icons, these icons. Okay. It all looks complicated, but it's something that is very easy. So we all know this is a candlestick chart. All right, this is a candlestick chart. I made my background to be black, so you can change yours. Once you right click here and you go to color theme, then you can change it to light if you want lights. But so because of the brightness, I don't really like, so I put it to dark. So I love the dim color like this, right? I love it here. So this is good for me. So you can change yours to, white if you really want to. So we are going to start from here. We're going to start from here. So here you can change it to any symbol using this search panel. You can say symbol search. So you can change it to any symbol. We have BTC USD. You can change it to Euro USD if you really want. So once you are changing to Euro USD, you're going to see a list of data feed here from different brokers. You're going to see FXCM, you're going to see Ohanda, Forex.com, depending on whatever you like. So very much, I do choose the first one, which is, the FXCM. So that's what I do choose. It doesn't mean you can also choose others. So I'm having this, all right? I'm having this. So whichever one you like, you can just, put it there. So that's good. That's good. So the next thing, market is closed now. So we are not going to be seeing the candles moving because today is weekend. Yeah. So we are not going to see the candle moving. So let's just talk about the other panels that we have here. So the second panel we have here is the time. So here you're going to be having the time interval. You can change it to any time frame you like. When you're starting, you might not be seeing everything like this, but you're going to see an arrow. So once you click the arrow, you're going to see the list of the time frame you can change your charts to. So you might not be having the 1 second, 5 seconds, you might not be having access to it if you are not on the paid version, which is either the premium or the pro plus. So if it is the free one, I think you're not going to be having access to the 1 second, 5 seconds chart. But this is a premium version, so I have access to any time frame that I want. So you can start this, make it your favorite. So once you start it, it's going to put a list here. So I start the 1 minute chart, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 30, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily. So once you start everything like this, it's gonna come here as a just like a list. Okay, something that is gonna tell you how, oh, I'm here. You can click me whenever you want. So I prefer it like that. So that's why I put it here. So the next thing we are gonna check out is the charts layout. So you can actually change this to either candlesticks or the bar chart. You can see it's in bar charts. You can also change it to line charts. So if you prefer to trade with line charts, you can change it to that. You can change it to break. You can change it to Renko. You can change it to anything you want. All right. But I pretty much I love the candlestick charts, because of the highs and low, blah blah blah, things like that. So the second thing we are going to talk about is the compare. So here you can compare from one chart to another chart. So you can put in Euro USD here. Euro USD is already here. So you can put in GBP USD here. So for instance, just an example. So once you put in GBP USD, you're going to have this kind of compare. So it should be comparing two charts together, you know. You can also change the first one to a line chart. So you're going to be having two different charts, you understand, on one layout. So it is good. And if you don't really want it again, you can just cancel it. So it's back to normal. So the next phase is the indicator phase. So this indicator phase here, you can search for any indicator that you want. So you can also write your own indicator using this mind. If you understand the, you know, how to write scripts, Pine script, you can use it and, you know, write your own indicator. Then we also have the built-in indicators here. So you're going to see moving averages, you're going to see different kind of political bands, you know. Let's just put in one here. So this is Bulligan band, as you can see, this is Bulligan bands. So you can use it. So any type of indicator that you want. If you want to delete it, you can just click here. So, and it's gone. So you can just search for it. If you don't see it in the first indicator that is listed here. So you can just search for it. Then you also have the candlestick patterns. You have the public libraries. So these public libraries are just like indicators that are outside. People created it, and, you know, they leave it for people to also use it. So you can see the likes that, you know, people that have used this and that. So they put a like on it. You can see 74,000, 55,000, you know, things like that. So we also have the volume profile. So this volume profile, if you are not on the paid version, you will not have access to the volume profile. But I'm on the paid version, so I have access to the volume profile. So I can use the session profile, I can use the HD, I can use, you know, pretty much anything I want. So you can just go through everything, you know, to play around it to see how everything works. Then the next thing is the fundamental metrics. So here, using these fundamental metrics, especially if you are trading the stocks, it's going to be telling us a lot of stories about what is going on. For instance, the earning ratio, the cost of goods, blah, 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 things like that. You know, if you are trading stocks, you're going to really want to like this area. So you can check the balance sheet, you can check the cash flow, you can check the statistics if you are trading stocks. But let's just say that is for stock traders, you know. Then this next phase is the indicator, the template. So once you put in your indicator here, you can, you know, save the templates. You can save it. You can also load a template of the indicator. So you have pretty much some templates here which you can use if you really want to. And if you don't want, you can just leave that. So the next place is the create alerts. All right, so you can create an alert. For instance, you are not around and you actually want to trade, so you can create alert when the price reaches so alert. For instance, when the price reach 1.17958, so she send alert. So then you can only put it, you can put it in only once or every time. Every time. That means whenever the price is crossing it, here you're going to be choosing crossing. So that means is either the price is crossing it up or it's crossing it down. All right. But if you don't want that, you can choose it if it is crossing up, if it is crossing down, if it is greater than, if it is less than. You know, you just have pretty much every options, you know, to test. And you can also click on this notify on app. You can mark it or check it. So you can also check the show pop-up. You can use send the email. So it's gonna, if you have your email registered, so it's gonna send an email to you. You can just write your message here and create the alert. So once you put the alert there and price is either crossing it up and down, so it's gonna send you a message. So you can play with that. Then this is back play. For instance, you want to back play what is really happening, you know, to that is like you want to back test. Let's just test this. So once you click on back test, you can just put it here. So you put a line here, and once you play it, so it's gonna play. as you can see. So here you can just backtest and look at what is going on, you know. So this is very good for backtesting. So let's just consider it. All right. So that is that on that. The next phase we are going to go to is this area here. Let's go to this area here. So this area here, we can choose different layouts. If let's just choose this layout. You can see we have the single, we have the double in a vertical, in an horizontal manner. So let's just choose the double in a vertical. So you can see it. So we have Euro USD here. We can put another pair here. So let's say, for instance, we want to put GBP USD here. So we have Euro USD, we have GBP USD. So we can pretty much watch the two markets. All right, we can be watching the GBP USD and Euro USD to be seeing whatever is going on there. So we can also have 4 layouts. All right, we can have 6 layouts, we can have 8 layouts, depending on whatever you want. And it depending, you can also put the timing, you can put the interval, you can just play around with it. All right, if you're on a bid version, you have access to all this, you have access to it. So let me put it back to single layout. Then also, if you want to save your chart, for instance, you've added one indicator or the other, so you want to save your chart, you can go to this arrow here, just click on save now. So, or maybe you write a name, save it with a name. You can do that by saving it and putting a name. So once you do that, once you click on save now, it's going to pop up a name. Then you put in the name, then it's going to save. Or maybe you can just create new chart layout. You can also load the one that you've already saved. So you can load it, and you can create another one by clicking on new chart layout. Then you redesign that one too. Once you redesign it, it's going to give you different design. Then you can also save that one. So you're going to have different types of layouts. Then another thing we are going to talk about is this section here, which is the take a snapshot. So once you click on this, it's going to save the snapshot. So you can tweet it, you can copy it to the chart image, you can copy a chart image, and you can also save the chart image. So what I do normally is I just copy it and I send it to any group I want. So if I want to save it, I can also save it. Maybe I want to save it in a folder on my computer. I can actually do that. So I can also copy the link to the chart, and send it out. So if I really want to, so depending on whatever you want. So if I click on copy, for instance, it's going to show me a dialog. Okay, you can see. So the chart image have been copied. So the next thing is I can actually go to any forum and just paste it there. So it's going to appear. It's going to appear there. So that is that on this top area. Then let's go to the left hand side, which is here, and discuss some things there. So here, before we go to the left hand side, we have the name of whatever market you are bringing on here. This is Euro USD. So you have Euro and USD. You have the 1 hour time frame. Since I'm putting it on the 1 hour time frame, then you have the broker FXCM. Then here you can hide it, and you can show it and you can hide it. So from here, then also, so this line here, it means that the market is closed. You can see it, market close. All right, because this is weekend. So assuming I'm dealing with BDC USD, for instance. So I'm choosing you can choose the first one, you can choose the second one, any one you like. So I'm choosing the second one this time around. So the market is not closed, the market is actually moving. So you can see here that here is green, So market is open here. So it shows us whatever is going on. So we have the HOLC here, so which is telling us the open, the high, the low, and the close. All right, so it's giving us all those kind of information that we need. So let's quickly go to the left hand side to see what is going on there. From this left hand side, we have the crosshair, which is what you are seeing here. Whenever my mouse moves, what you are seeing, on the screen is where we have the crosshair. So it's actually very, very good. So it shows us the vertical line and the horizontal line. So from the vertical line, it's going to show us the timing and the dates. All right. So we have the 12 o'clock, we have the 26, we have the 12 o'clock, we have on the 27th. Since this is 1 hour time frame, so you can just play around with it. So this is very, very good. We also have the horizontal cross, which is also pretty much the same thing in terms of the height and so for the horizontal, it's going to tell us what is actually going on, the price of the market, the current price. You're going to see it. So it's also going to highlight it. So also we also have other prices here where the markets have reached before or where the markets haven't reached before. So it's also going to show it. Yes, it can also show where the markets haven't reached before. So for instance, the BBC market haven't reached 100,000, but it's going to show you there if you really want to go there. So it's going to show you. So that's for the crochet. And you can also have a dot, you can have an arrow, you can have, razor, you can have pretty much anything you want. All right, but I prefer this. I prefer this crochet. Now, the next thing you're going to have is the trend line tools and other tools. So we have the trend line here. So for the trend line, if you click the trend line and you draw it, you're going to have something like this. So this is the trend line. You click, you don't need to hold. Once you click and you just drag it and you drop. So once you drop, it's going to putting the trend line here. So, and it's going to be very, very visible. And you can see how smooth it is. So this is also nice. You can use that. And what I do normally is I try, if you look at this here, I try to put it in my favorite tools. So you can see it. I put it in my favorite tools. So once I put it in my favorite tools, it's going to appear here. So I have the trend line in my favorite tool. I have the horizontal line. So the ones that I use most times, those are the ones that I put there. So which is the trend line. I use it to mark my highs, my daily highs and my daily lows, the horizontal line, to get whatever is going on. So you also have an arrow, you have a ray, you have this, you have that. So to make it easier, you can also just asterisk it. All right, once you asterisk it, it's going to come here and so that when you close, you can actually access it here. If you don't asterisk it, you need to click on this particular arrow in front of this trend line. Once you click it, that's when you're going to have access to it. And once you click any one of it, you can actually draw it. So for instance, let's just click anyone. So this vertical line, you can see we have the vertical line here. So the vertical line is not here. So if I delete it, it's gone. So it's gone now. So I cannot access it until I'm going back here again to access it. But if I quickly want to access it, I will just put it here. Once I put it here, it's going to, come out. Let's see. There's a vertical line. All right. So you can see the vertical line here. So I don't need to go there again. And I can just come here and put it here. So we have the vertical line. So if you really want to delete everything that you have on the screen, you can just quickly go to this delete here. You can see remove drawing. So once you click it, all the drawing will be removed. So that's good too. Then the next one we'll go to is the area where we have our feeds. So I also use the feeds. You can see the feed retracements. You can put it up and set it up. I also asterisk it. You can see is also part of my favorites here. So you also have other pitchfork, you have the others, I don't use everything. It depends on how you trade, but I don't use everything. But if you want to use everything, you can just, test it one after the other to see how everything works. All right. But basically everything here, I think I really prefer the, fee retracements. You understand, making it easy. I don't want to make it complex. Right? So if you put in your feed retracement, you can see the feed retracement. You can set it to anything you want. So if you want to set it, you can just go to settings here and you have everything you want here. So you can change the numbers and change everything you like. So you can change it here. So Okay, let me quickly give an example. So for instance, I can put here, I can put two. Okay, I already have two. I can put three. Yeah, I can put four here. All right. So I have 0.5. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. So you can also change the color. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So once I draw it like this, so you're gonna have, you can see that we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, and we have 4 here. Okay. So, and we also have the retracement here. So this is also good. If you want to, you can just play around with it. You can delete it, you can lock it up, and you can also edit it. So that is for the fib retracement. Then this brush, you can also use it if you want, if you really want to use it. We have the curve. So we have the rectangle. I use this rectangle. That's why I put it in my favorite. So I also use this rectangle. So if I click on this rectangle, you can see. So for instance, you want to mark an order block, you want to mark a breaker block, all right? So you have it here. So you have it there. You can pretty much play with it and see how it's very easy, very easy. So and there are also some other things. We have the ellipse, we have the highlighter, we have the curve, we have the triangle. So if you want to draw the triangle, you can just draw anything you like, just draw it out. So the next thing we'll be going to is the text area. So I really love the text area because they just make it very simple. So you can play around with everything you have here, but I use this text a lot. You can just put a text there, just say hello. So you can change it to be 20. You can put it in bold, italics, or you can put it change the background, and you have hello here, and you can also delete it. You can move it around. So if you want it here, so you can move it around, then you can also delete it. So that is that for the text. You can also use others too. This balloon where you can also write on it. You understand? Just like somebody is speaking, all the cartoons. Then you also have the tweet. You have things like that. Very neat. So here, I don't use anything here. We have different types of pattern, the ABC pattern, the triangle pattern, the blah, blah, blah pattern, head and shoulder. I don't use anything here, but you can just test it out. You have the edge, you have just, just draw anything here. So just, if you are using it, you can actually use it. You have all different types of pattern. Then here, if you want to measure your risk reward ratio, or maybe you want to, anything you want, for instance, you want to go long and you want to see how many pips you want to get the risk reward. For instance, if you make an entry here, let's say you make an entry here, below this low here. All right. So, and if this is your stop loss and this is your take profit here, all right. So you can see the risk reward to be 4.42. You understand? You are risking the risk to reward. You understand? That means um you're gonna have 4 and 4.42 of the total loss. So once the total loss is 1, then you're gonna have the profit to be 4.42, which is the profit area. So I think the risk reward also is very good. A lot of people use it to know their risk reward. All right. So a lot of people, and you also have the percentage here too. So a lot of people use it. I also do use it, you understand? Because sometimes I can want to, maybe I want 2 to 1, I want 5 to 1, I want, depending on whatever I actually want. So you can just play around with it. But this one here is for long. The one for shorts is this. So this is the one for shorts. All right. So you can see here, there's the one for shorts. So the risk to reward is 2.7. So if you make your entry here and this is your stop loss, this is your target. So your risk to reward is going to be what? 2.7. All right, 2.7. So that means if you are risking $10, you're going to be making what? $27. You're going to be making $27. So that is that on that. Let's quickly go to the other ones. So we also have the forecast, we have the data range, you have the ghost feed, blah, 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 It's not everything you're going to use, but the one you use, the one you need, those are the ones that you should just pay attention to. If you need everything, so pay attention to everything. Now, we have some drawing tools here. So you can pretty much use everything. You have this arrow here. You can see the arrow, very neat, and you can also shape it, take it around, whatever you want. So you can point to this, and you can also put in another arrow if you really want. Put a screenshot here. All right. You can just play around with this. Put an airplane here. So this is just an arrow, and you can even decrease the size. You can decrease the size. You can see. So I'm decreasing the size. You can pretty much do that. Remember, if you want to clear, just click, put in that. Once you click this, everything is going to be cleared. Then this one too is very, very interesting. It's going to show us the measured area. So you can see it has a lot of information here. You can see for the 7 bar and the day and things like that. So if you want to use it for Forex too, it's also measure the pips. Sometimes if you want to measure the pips in using the MT4, it's much more easier when you're using the crosshair. But here you can also use this to measure the pips. For instance, I clicked it and I'm taking it from down up. So you have 112 pips. 112 pips. You can see it by the right hand side. 112.4 pips. And you have 77 bar, then the 5 day and 5 hours. That is the total duration. Then you have the full volume and you have the percentage. So you have a lot of information there. But the pips is the one that is at the top at the right hand side. That's the pip calculation. So with it very, very also good. So if you want to maximize, you can use this to maximize, and you can also reduce it back. Then this magnet too is also very, very, very good. All right. So once you click it, it's going to put in the magnet mode. We have the strong magnets and we have the weak magnets. So what is the work of this magnet? A lot of people don't know the work of these magnets. What it actually do is when you pick your trend line and you want to draw the trend line, for instance, I want to draw a trend line through this phase, right? So the work of it is that it will try to be changing the direction towards the low and high, especially the strong one. I'm choosing the weak one now. So if I choose the strong one, it's going to try to be putting the line to the lows. You understand? The lows. We have a low here, we have a low here, we have a low here. So it will be shifting it and trying to be adjusting the line so that it's going to be touching the lows. So that is the work of the magnet, touches the low and the highs, that is pretty much how it works. So it's also very, very good. I don't actually use it since I don't choose the trend lines. So I don't actually use it. But it's something good. If you are trading with trend lines, you can actually make use of it. Then if stay in drawing, so this one also help you. So for instance, if you take your trend line and you draw it here, so it's gone. If you want to draw it again, you can't draw it again except you are taking it again. But if you stay on the drawing, and you click on your trend line and you're drawing it, so once you are done drawing the one, you can also draw another, you can draw another, you can draw another. So which is very, very, very brilliant. So I taking it off. Then you also have lock all drawing tools. So for instance, if I'm using this area, let's say I'm using this area here, and I'm drawing another one here. So as I'm, let's say as I'm moving the market, I can mistakenly, change the direction, and wherever I'm putting this before, I can actually change it by mistake. So there are two things I can do. One is that I can either lock it while I'm going back, so that as I'm going back, I won't be able to change it. You understand? Because it's already locked. You understand? I won't be able to change it. So then another thing you can do is that once you see that you have already changed it, just click on this back here. It's going to undo it, or press Ctrl Z. All right. So for instance, I just mistakenly do it like this. So I can just click something like this. So once I click it, it's going to go back to this area here. So which is also very, very, very good. So another thing we can also do with this is to seen and unseen this. So if you want to hide all the drawings, you can click hide. And if you want to show it out again, you can just click that. Sorry. Oh no. So it's deleted. I mistakenly pressed delete. So you can hide and show, hide and show, hide and show. So you might have a lot of drawings there, and you want to keep the chart neat. Maybe you're looking for something or the other, so you can just hide and you can also show. Then here we've talked about this. That's the delete area now. So now the next phase, which is the last phase we are going to talk about, is this area here. This area here. So this area here is also very, very good. Let's go to BDC. USD. So I'm going to choose the second one. All right. So here we have the watch list. We have the watch list, which is here. So you're gonna have different. So if you want to change this to any pair, you don't want to be typing and be typing. You can just create a watch list, and and be changing it using this watch list. So here we have the Euro USD, you have GBP USD, you have USD JPY. These are the ones that we have for Forex. So you can just click on this plus here, the plus sign, and put in anyone you want. You understand? You can put in anyone you want. Once you put it and click OK, it's going to add it here. It's going to add it here. So you're going to have more watch lists for Forex, you understand, under Forex. So you can also have more watch lists under crypto. So depending on whatever you want, you can just play around with it. Just add the watch list so that whenever this is on, you can just go here and click whatever pair you want to click, and you're going to change automatically. Then we have the information here. So we have the market is open. You can see market open. The market is moving. It's going to show us the day range. So also we can also have the performance here if you want to use this information. So it have a profit of 1.61 for the last 1 week. For the last 1 week. Then for the last 1 month, 10%. For the last 3 months, 39%. 6 months, and the YTD. Then the 1 year is 113%. And the technicals, using several kind of indicators, showing strong buy, strong buy, strong buy. So you can also click on these more technicals to see different types of other technicals. So that's pretty much on this watch list. Here we've talked about this a lot before. So it's also create alert, which is something that is here. Then here we also have the news. So you can check the news, whatever that is going on here. On BTC USD, you can check it. We also have other news like Euro USD, blah, blah, blah. I think this is what is going on here. This is what is not going on here. So you can pretty much read the news. Then here you have the data window. So about the pair. So the open, the high, the close, everything like that. So here we also have the hot lists. So using the US exchanges, and you can also check all the hot lists. Then we also have the calendar. So we have the calendar here. You can check it out. Then we also have the, if you have an idea, you can share it out. So also public chats, you can, chats, you see different people talking about this, talking about that here, sending their chats, markups and things like that. You can also add yours, by writing here and clicking send, or maybe by screenshotting and attaching anything you want. So you can do that. So you can also private chat if you want to. So I just streams. This one I just stream, blah blah blah. Then notifications. If you have any notification, you're gonna see it here. Then other panel. If you want to connect your broker to it, I have not connected my broker here because I don't use it to trade. I only use it for analysis. All right. I have other platform that I use to trade. So you can connect your broker here, and you can also use it to trade, which is also very, very good. All right. You can connect, just click on connect, put in the details, and you're done. Then here you're gonna have the dome. A lot of people have not checked here before. It is a dome, depth of market, So Tradingview also have a dome, which is actually here. If you want to use the dome to trade, you can use buy at market, buy at limit order, buy at, which is also very good for professional traders if you want to use it. So it's just for professional traders. So the last thing we're going to talk about is, let me quickly go to Euro USD. I know it's taken a very, very long time. So the last thing we're going to talk about is so where you have the news, okay, we can just pretty much go to settings. All right. So you see events. So once you see events, you can say, let me say, show economic events and charts. All right. So once you click that, it's going to show us wherever we are having news. All right. So we are having news here. We're having under news here. We're having under news here. So we have US news, Australian news, blah, blah, blah news. So Canadian news, wherever we're having, you're going to be seeing there. So you're going to be also be seeing the time. You understand? So that when the price is getting towards that area, you'll be alert that, okay, this particular area, there might be high volatility or not. So you'll be at alert. So that is that on that. Thanks for watching this video. So guys, make sure you subscribe and also share the video out to others. Thanks. Bye.